Protecting crops with fire. Why one Athens farmer thinks a new technique could keep him from losing thousands of dollars.
One of TVI's most wanted is behind bars at this hour. We'll tell you where the suspect in a Chattanooga homicide was found and what he is charged with. Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for waking up with us. I'm Greg Funderburg.
And I'm Catherine Marchand. It's Wednesday, March 15th, 2017. And before we get a check of weather with Brian, we do have some school closings and delays to tell you about this morning.
Hamilton County schools are on a 2-hour delay this morning. Also, Bledsoe County and Sequatchie County schools are closed today due to the cold weather. And Cherokee County schools in North Carolina will also be on a 2-hour delay. Let's go over to meteorologist Brian Smith for your chilly Wednesday forecast. Brian.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a live look outside. Now, this is a lookout to mountain here, and we're looking live from Rock City, and we're going to show some pictures of the snow on the ground here coming from Brandon and Lindsay in just a couple of seconds. But overall, look here, we still have some flurries flying, and nothing major, but with the cold air and the cold ground, some of this is certainly sticking. Let's get right into the radar here, and I'm going to kind of zoom in, zoom out, and show you some of these spots here as we switch over to that radar. And you can see some of those snow showers as they drift quickly off to the south and southeast. I'm going to stop it now. And as we zoom in a little bit closer here on some of these spots that we might be seeing a little bit more compared to others. There's Sale Creek there, and seeing a couple of those heavier spots right along Highway 111. No doubt that some of those nooks and crannies, especially the higher elevations, seeing some of that snow along Highway 111, maybe along Highway 27 as well. We'll go a little bit further to the south. You've got Middle Valley there. You've got Snow Hill, very fitting here this morning. Seeing some of that snow coming up and over Chickamauga Lake. And as you go further off to the southeast, we're still seeing some of those snow showers over towards Appleton, maybe getting into Collegedale over there by Southern, and then crossing the border down towards Highway 2 and Highway 71 once you get into parts of North Georgia. I'm going to expand this image out a little bit more. We've had some up towards Cleveland, and where Brandon is, we've had another little snow shower beginning to move back in, and we'll likely see some flurries flying around his location just to the east of Athens. So again, it's not a major event, but some of us seeing that snow on the ground and on some of those roadways. Obviously, if the road is white, you know it's going to be a little slick. So do take it easy as you're out and about. If you do have some snow, we're getting some pictures being sent in, and we appreciate that. You can let us know. You can tweet me at StormTrackBrian, or, as some have done, post it on our News Channel 9 Facebook page. Our temperatures, hey, it's cold. We're at 23 right now in Athens, 22 in Tellico, 28 degrees in Chattanooga. But the real deal is, with those winds out of the northwest, anywhere between 5 to 15, it feels like it's 17 degrees in Chattanooga. Most of us feel like the teens. So we're going to see a partly cloudy sky, and these flurries that are out there now, they're going to be gone soon, and we will see plenty of sunshine for today. That snow kind of blowing around in spots this morning, so be careful. Notice these temperatures, bundle up. We're only going to be in the upper 30s to around 40 by this afternoon. Some showers are possible Saturday morning, plus it warms up. Your 7-day forecast coming up.
All right, Brian, thank you. Let's take a look at some of that snow you were just talking about. We want to go out to Hamilton County right now. This is off of Taft Highway, where you can see right in front of this gas station, the ground just covered in snow there. So our reporter, our photographer, Lindsay Manning, also one of our reporters, I should say, 21 degrees in that area. And Lindsay is telling us that it's a little slow and go there, so be sure to allow yourself some extra drive time if you're going out in that particular area this morning. We will have a full look at your exclusive traffic tracker coming up in about 5 minutes. In case you didn't know, it's cold outside, and the freezing temps causing some drastic measures for many people and many farmers just to keep their crops alive. News Channel 9's Brandon Evans joins us now live from Mayfield Farms in Athens, where there's snow on the ground this morning. Brandon.
Hey, Greg, Catherine, you know, I'm at Mayfield Farms. I'm surrounded by fires everywhere, and I'm still freezing. Has a lot to do with this stuff right here. Snow coming down, not as strong as it was earlier, but still some strong flurries coming down, some big fat snowflakes. You got about at least an inch, maybe more on the ground. What you're looking at are these burning barrels that Mayfield Farms workers have placed out in this peach tree field. It's a massive peach tree field. About every 20, 30 yards, there's a barrel. There's hundreds of these burning barrels out here that they've been out all night long keeping them lit to try to preserve these trees, try to keep these buds warm. But not only are the freezing temperatures endangering these trees, but the precipitation itself is hard to keep these barrels lit. They've been coming down every 5 to 10 minutes to relight these barrels, and we know the roadways have been tough too. You see the blue lights behind me over there. There's actually a car in a ditch over there. So the roadways are rough, the snow is coming down, the temperatures are freezing, and while people are working to preserve their livelihood here, there's others just trying to get to work safely. Now, we had a chance to catch up with Michael Mayfield, who talked about the strategy and the research he had to do to go into to put something like this together.
You don't want a really hot fire, because if it gets too hot, it'll create a chimney effect, and then it kind of busts through that layer of air above, and then all the hot air just goes right out.
And where I'm sitting right now, you can feel the heat coming off these barrels, and it's melted the snow right around the barrels too. So you know that the ground temperature is at least a few degrees warmer right here than it would be in the middle of the snow. So hard to tell if it's working. They say if it is working, they're going to continue to do it again tomorrow night, with temperatures expected to be freezing again. We're hoping to catch up with some of these workers, but right now they are working hard to keep these barrels lit and keep these trees as warm as possible. Now, while the snow comes down, I'm here in McMinn County. Brandon Evans for Good Morning Chattanooga.
All right, Brandon, thank you. Glad to see you found some gloves this morning. And if you have some tender vegetation that needs some extra care in these cold temperatures, there are several things you can do besides burning barrels.
Bring potted plants indoors and also put mulch around the plants. It's insulin. It will help protect the roots of the plant there. Also, cover your plants with an old blanket, cloth, or even a tarp. Let's take a live look at your exclusive traffic tracker right now. If you're going out this morning, do know the W Road is closed this morning, and this is between two different roadways. Yeah,
that's between Siegel Drive and Mountain Creek Road. Also where Brandon was, around McMinn County, there's ice on 75 between Highway 305 and 68, so it's going to be slick and slippery in that area. Also in Sequatchie County, there's some snow on the roadway on Highway 111.
Let's take a live look outside of your T-Dot SmartWay camera. This is Highway 153 at U.S. Highway 27. As you can see, traffic is flowing in this area this morning. And in other news, a Middle Tennessee teenager is at the center of a statewide Amber Alert this morning. Authorities say she's traveling with a former teacher who is possibly armed. The TBI says Mary Catherine Elizabeth Thomas may be headed to Decatur, Alabama. Police believe she is traveling with a former teacher, Tad Cummings. Now, Maury County Public Schools confirmed Cummings was suspended last month after a sheriff's investigation. However, they didn't specify what type of investigation. Police say Cummings is driving a silver Nissan Rogue with a Tennessee license plate seen on your screen, 976ZPT. If you have any information, you're asked to call TBI.
A man wanted for a weekend homicide is now in custody. Chattanooga police tell us Jacob Coyne was picked up in Decatur, Tennessee yesterday afternoon. He was wanted for criminal homicide in the death of Jalen Little. Police believe that Coyne and Zachary Chadwick killed Little Saturday night. Court records show the two gave Little money for marijuana. According to those records, when Little did not turn up with it, they went to his house and Coyne shot him. Coyne was placed on the TBI's top 10 most wanted list. The victim's aunt shared a balloon release for Jalen Little. It'll happen tonight at 5 o'clock at Greenway Farms.
Back now, 6:39. Today is a big day for Tennessee. The President of the United States is making a surprising move and visiting a well-known Republican state today.
President Donald Trump will be in Nashville to pay his respects to former President Andrew Jackson on what would have been his 250th birthday. He'll also hold a campaign rally where he's expected to discuss the state of health care in our country.
And in just a few short hours, many people will board a bus in this area to head to Nashville just to see the president.
Bradley and Hamilton counties teamed up to shuttle several people to the Music City. The Republican parties in both counties organized the trip.
They put together a similar shuttle bus for the inauguration to Washington, D.C. earlier this year.
And we'll have team coverage from Tennessee's capital all day today on News Channel 9.
Josh Rowe and Stephanie Sanastasi will be live in the Music City all day today covering the president's visit. They'll show us the preparations, the arrival, and the reaction to his visit.
The coverage from the team you trust the most will begin on News Channel 9 at 5 o'clock.
And also this morning, MSNBC's Rachel Maddow revealed information contained in 2 pages from President Donald Trump's 2005 tax return.
It showed he paid $38 million in federal taxes on a reported income of $150 million. News of Maddow's upcoming report prompted the White House to preempt it by releasing those exact numbers. The tax forms were sent to journalist David K. Johnson, who openly wondered if the president himself released the documents.
It could have been him, and if it wasn't Donald or someone in Donald's direction, then it was somebody who thought that the public should see this.
And President Trump promised during the campaign to release his tax returns after the conclusion of a routine audit. After his victory, aides have suggested that since he won, he would not release the returns.
Today, the president will also discuss a review of the federal auto fuel economy and emissions rules. Automakers have been asking for this review for weeks. They argue cheap gas will make it hard for them to sell as many efficient vehicles as they need to in order to meet the regulations. The review opens the door to lower fuel economy requirements and less stringent controls on carbon dioxide emissions. According to a source close to the administration, the president is expected to talk about the review in Michigan this morning.
And as we've been talking about all morning, people are waking up to a cold snap.
How long will it last? Brian Smith's got the answers. That's coming up next.